Appreciate and love y'all. Don't laugh at my hat. It's Gucci. 101. We can make one of these. And believing in God's promises and see you when I get out of here. Alright? Stay up, stay strong with it only. I think it's probably been like exactly a year and a few days since my big major surgery that I had. I think that was the first time in my life that I felt that I might not make it. Being a kidney dialysis patient, you know what I mean? You go through a lot of different medications. You're on dialysis 3 times a week. I'm doing it now, 4 hours a pop. I remember last year this time I was just in immense pain. I just was having, I thought were digestive issues. My stomach was hurting. Anything I ate, I couldn't keep it down. Constantly throwing up, constantly in the bathroom, constantly just curled up in the fetal position, not feeling good. I'm grateful for doctors that I can just text and call, that I'm not feeling it. There were moments that I would just curl up in a ball and lay on the floor for 2 hours with a heating pad and squirm around on the ground, and my kids had to see me like that, and my wife had to see me like that, and it was probably one of the most frustrating things for me as a man, number one, for your family to see you down, and two, as an emotional person, to see the effect you were having on your kids and your wife as you're in pain, and there's nothing that anyone can possibly do to make you feel better. So what happened was I finally was doing dialysis at home one day, and I caught a fever right after treatment. Usually when you get a fever right after treatment, you probably took off a little bit too much fluid, or you have some type of infection. This fever lasted for 2 days, so I knew it was something more than taking off fluid. So I immediately went to the ER. After going to the ER, I was there for a while, and they determined that I did have a blood infection. After the cultures, and we were trying to clear it, and it wasn't clearing, and I was still having a pain in my back, and I was on all types of medication there. I was there for a few days. That's when they took a CAT scan and realized that my kidney was inflamed, the size of a melon, my right side was inflamed. We didn't know why. The only sensible thing was for me to get the kidney out. So they decided to take out both kidneys to risk anything further. I took out, previous surgery I also had was taking out my transplanted kidney that my brother gave me. I had to take that one out prior to the gallbladder surgery. It was August when we planned to do it, and they set it for September 5th, which was the absolute worst day because it was the day that my son was starting a new school, and the first day of school, and my daughter was starting school. And me and her mother usually takes off the day just to make sure we get them into school, and I wasn't gonna be there, so they had to deal with me being in surgery that day and starting their first day of school. And it was a horrible day for all of us. Kids had a really rough day at school that day. I had a really rough surgery. I was under anesthesia for more time than they expected. I was actually under for 8 hours. And I remember coming out from being under anesthesia, and my muscles were locked up, and I couldn't move my jaw. I couldn't move my arms, my legs, and I was turning and almost trying to scream. Couldn't get the words out of my mouth. And they said that I was very emotional, screaming. I remember telling the doctor before I went under to make sure he takes care of me because I want to come back for my wife and kids. That was my number one, just make sure you bring me back. When I got out, that's the first thing I screamed is, where's my wife and kids? I was looking for them. Doing a little walking today. Been getting better. My knees was buckling the first time, but I'm getting a little better at this walking thing again. Thank God. When's only. Thanking God for all the prayers and stuff. We're coming back along slowly but surely.
This is a shout out to our favorite speaker, kidney hero, and hip hop artist David Russ from your entire Northwestern family. Get well soon.
And it took a while before my wife could come up and see me. And then she said when she walked in the room, I was reaching for the phone, trying to grab the phone to call her, because I thought she forgot about me. And I know that's not possible, but I was just so scared. And the feeling of feeling like you're by yourself after a major surgery like that, it's pretty scary. She here. Say hi. She doesn't talk. Leaving the hospital just like this. My beautiful wife picked me up in the Bentley today. The Bentley. Ooh. So the doctors then took the kidney back to the biopsy lab, and that's when they found that I had a small tumor, stage 1 renal cancer, or almost stage 1 renal cancer or something like that. It was a small tumor buried deep inside the kidney that luckily didn't break the seal of the kidney. The doctor told me when we met up a week after the surgery that I was living with that, and that's where all the pain and everything was coming from. So I was happy that I was persistent in finding out what was wrong with me, and you know, that the doctors were able to find everything and clear out whatever potential cancer hazard I had. And to this day, I'm a year later still cancer free, and I'm very grateful for that. So, you know, listen to your body, and you know your body best, and make sure that you live every day as positive and as good as possible, because we never know. And that was the first time I really felt that I wasn't gonna make it. I was very scared for that surgery, but I thank God that I'm here with my family, and I'm doing a lot better. I feel a lot better, and then I'm able to continue living as much as I can. So, wins only. See, there's no secret to life. Life is to be lived the way you live it.
You know it's wins only.
There's no direction, no real or right way, but I want to live forever.
My life is real and I could never ever imagine that this is the way it would be. So I just go through honest, and I made mama promise I would live out my whole prophecy. I done seen it all through the eyes of the pain and the lies and the trials and the tribulations. I prayed to God that he give me patience. Blessings.